Selamat siang. Welcome back to another Bali COVID-19 update. This is May 10th, 2022, and my name is Bruce. And if you're watching today, happy birthday, Sam. My son is 26 years old today, and he's up in Bali. And we all know about Bali. Okay, what is the weather like? Well, it hasn't rained so far, but it is definitely cloudy and overcast, and there is almost no wind, 1 kilometer per hour. Temperature is a warm 31.5 degrees Celsius, and the humidity 70%. And so I expect we'll get some rain today again. First off, the question everybody asks, no, I don't know anything new about the visas. There is nothing new about the visas. I went into the immigration website today. It took me 20 minutes to get into it. I kept getting a message saying, too slow to respond. I imagine everybody in the world is trying to get into the immigration website today. And so everybody is just going to have to wait. Immigration is in no hurry, obviously, to clarify anything. I don't know why, but we'll see. I thought maybe there would be something last night, but there was not. And in terms of visa runs, I haven't heard of anybody doing one yet. A lot of talk about them and are they going to work? And so sooner or later, somebody will do one, and then we'll know for sure. Okay, so let's get into this and let's take a look at the numbers. And the numbers are still good, still steady, and there is a segment coming up on what the government has to say about that, Pak Luhut. National new cases, 254. National recoveries, 353. National deaths, 15. Bali new cases, 16. Bali recoveries, 12. And deaths in Bali, 0. So numbers are holding steady. And so we are already more than a week past the height of Mudik, and the numbers stay steady, and so that is good news. Tourists continue to flow into Bali, and that's the first segment. Bali starts to traffic jam. 10 countries have connected with Bali. I've lost track of how many countries fly in here direct now. I remember when we had just 1 and 2, and it's easy to remember. So do we have 10 or is it more? I don't know. According to this article, it's 10. Congestion can be seen at a number of points, namely Jalan Sunset Road, Kuta, Seminyak, Canggu to Nusa Penida, and Klungkung Regency. And Ubud everywhere. There are traffic jams. People are here. I was watching videos last night all around the island, and things are hopping. Even here in Lovina, I hear from Russell that they're getting people here. I wonder about Padang Bai. I wonder if people have started going back there. I would love to find out. I like Padang Bai. I know some people wonder why, but I do. Currently, according to the article, numbers are still dominated by domestic tourists. However, foreign tourists are also starting to follow, along with the reopening of 8 international airline routes to Bali on May 1st and May 2nd, thus increasing the number of international airlines operating to 17 regular routes with 17 airlines. The flights have been supported by the international hours at the airport, going to 24 hours a day until, today, and then extended as needed. And so there's so many people coming in now. Bali is back to work in 24 hours a day, Bali Airport. Wow, that is amazing. I don't think anybody really expected that many tourists to start flooding into Bali all at once, but it seems that they are. So welcome to Bali. Remember, follow the rules and respect the customs. According to Pak Harry Sakado, the general manager of the airport management facilities, there are as many as 10 countries have been connected to and from the island of Bali, namely Japan, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, Qatar, Turkey, Thailand, Vietnam, the UAE, and the Philippines. He said, we certainly welcome this enthusiastically, which is a positive note for I Gusti Ngurah Rai International Airport, Bali, which has continued to show progress over the last 3 months. And he concluded, of course, as the international gate on the island of Bali, I Gusti Ngurah Rai International Airport, Bali must maintain the trust of the government and the public as a health filter, as well as licensing documents, with the hope that everything can return to normal as before the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we all hope that. And wow, what is it going to be like when countries start going on these long vacations? We could really see a lot of people here in the next couple of months. Great for business, not so great for driving around. Good news, you can take a look at any of these videos, Bobo, the monkeys, Uncle Chan. They're all over the island showing people having a good time. Me, no, that's not my thing. I don't do that. I do like backstreet stuff in local areas. But you want to see the tourist spots, those guys are the way to go. And what about the COVID cases, right? Because we do still have COVID, and the PPKM have been extended, even though our numbers are way down. COVID-19 cases in Indonesia remain low after al-Fitr, Luhut. The low number of virus transmissions, according to Pak Luhut, has occurred over the last 25 days. Additionally, the hospitalization rates continue to drop by up to 97%. The number of occupied hospital beds is also very low at only 2% of the total available beds. Wow. No, those are good numbers. The deaths caused by the Omicron variant have also slumped by 98%, and the positivity rate is below 0.7%. He said this yesterday in his weekly press conference. However, despite improving pandemic conditions, Luhut ensured that the enforcement of public mobility restrictions, or PPKM policy, in Java, Bali will continue to be extended. The rule was previously extended from April 28th until today, well, yesterday, May 9th, and it's going to go on, apparently, until we don't have any cases, which will maybe never. The enforcement of PPKM in terms of mask is not happening. It's time to get rid of it. Tourists are just not wearing the mask, and it's not being enforced, and a lot of local people are not wearing the mask. It's not being enforced there either. So get rid of it. Don't keep these things on the books if they're not being enforced. And I'm saying that as a person that wears a mask all the time and desperately wants to get rid of it without worrying about being stopped, fined, and or deported. Okay, as you know, if you've been following this channel, I'm concerned about this mystery hepatitis situation in Indonesia and globally, and so the health ministry has come out with another release. There's a lot of press going here, both the local press, like in Bulang, and national press as well. Health Ministry issues statement on acute hepatitis cases found in Indonesia. According to the Health Ministry, the general public is urged to be aware of the situation and take preventive measures against the threat of acute hepatitis that's been found in multiple countries across the globe and is believed to have entered Indonesia. And as I've said before, currently there are 3 reported cases believed to be linked to the disease that have claimed the lives of 3 children, but tests are still ongoing. The virus spread through food fed to children. According to this, please always wash your hands and ensure the safety of the food that is consumed by our children. This disease spreads to those aged under 16 years old and many more in the under 5-year demographic, according to the health minister, Pak Budi. Generally, the early indication of someone contracting acute hepatitis is nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, sometimes accompanied by mild fever. This will later be followed by worsened symptoms such as dark-colored urine and pale feces. The health minister strongly urges parents to check their children and bring them to health facilities for early diagnosis and help in terms of initial treatment. He added that there are currently 15 suspected cases of acute hepatitis in Indonesia. Indonesia is working in partnership with the WHO and the U.S. government and is currently conducting tests to uncover the cause of the outbreak. According to the health minister, it's most likely an adenovirus strain 41, but there are so many cases where there is no strain. So, still not sure. Tests are ongoing, and so I'm going to keep track of this every day. And another health issue, rabies. And I talked about rabies yesterday, and here is something from Bulang, and talking about rabies here. Distan prepares veterinarians for each district to serve rabies vaccine 24 hours. Various serious efforts continue to be made by the Bulang Regency government in overcoming various polemics that occur in the community. So apparently, this rabies thing is controversial here in Bulang. It says one of the hottest polemics in the community is rabies from the bites of stray dogs and dogs strayed by their owners. The head of the Department of Agriculture, Distan, that's what Distan is, Bulang, admitted that in the case of rabies due to bites of stray dogs, this still occurs in Bulang. However, he said the rabies cases are decreasing every year. Not only that, but his party has also given advice to all traditional villages in Bulang to make pararam, or customary rules in case of dog bites, or rules for keeping dogs from straying. Of all the villages, Kelurahan in Bulang, only Bengkala village is considered successful in implementing pararam, so that there are no more dog bites or rabies cases, he said. When asked about the prevention of rabies cases, he explained that it's being done in a sustainable and comprehensive manner, and that they are actively vaccinating dogs in villages and sub-districts. Various methods have been used to expedite the implementation of the vaccination. In addition to supporting the vaccination program, the head of the district office has prepared 8 veterinarians for the implementation of vaccinations at the Distan and 2 veterinarians in each sub-district. He said, "This is our quick response team in providing services to the community. Everything is free and served 24 hours a day." Okay, free is great. 24 hours a day is great. Meanwhile, the head of the Bulang Health Office, Dr. Suchipto, explained that the supply of anti-rabies vaccines, VAR, in Bulang is in safe quantities. He said this is confirmed because his party did not rely on VAR assistance from the provincial government, Pemprov of Bali, but also procured vaccines independently, different from the next story. Regarding the vaccination mechanism, his party confirmed that they prepared rabies centers in all public health centers in Bulang, Regency, and government hospitals. Technically, when handling dog bite cases, first you wash the bite with running water and use soap. After that, the person should go directly to the location of a rabies center. If there are indications of rabies, we will inject the VAR 3 times, he said. The first stage is twice, and then within the next 14 days, another injection. Especially for dog bite victims, he said, we do monitoring to find out whether they are positive for rabies or not. Okay, so let's stay safe. You know, there's a lot of dogs wandering around here. Most of them do not bite. The overwhelming majority of them do not bite. But there are ones that have been bitten. And I said before, one of my kids got bitten a number of years ago. Just walking on the street, a dog ran up and bit her. And she had to go through the rabies vaccination procedure. And what about dogs in Tabanan? Dog population in Tabanan reaches 71,062, the majority unvaccinated. According to the head of livestock and animal health in Tabanan Distan, Dr. Gede Eka Parta Ariana, he said that the population is 71,062 dogs, and the majority of them have not been vaccinated. He said this population will be the target for a mass vaccination program in order to prevent the spread of rabies. The target is to get at least 80% of the total population this year. However, the new mass vaccination program will only be carried out after the logistics are provided by the Bali provincial government. He said no mass vaccination yet. We're still waiting for the logistics from the province. And so that's a little different. Bulang is on their way. They're going to be doing it. And Karangasem and Tabanan, they're going to have to wait for the government, the central government here. And here's something really interesting about some more development going on. Now that we've got all these tourists here, there's all these projects that are starting. It kind of boggles my mind. Tender completed. Seminyak, Legian, and Kuta beach arrangements begin. The tender process for the arrangement of Seminyak, Legian, and Kuta beaches has been completed. The tender winner had a value of 241,745,577,361 rupees. Okay, a lot of money. Based on the information compiled by the newspaper here, the tender for capital expenditure for shops, cooperative markets, buildings, restructuring the Seminyak Beach, Legian Beach, and Kuta Beach district was open on March 17th, and the auction had 56 people participating, and in the end there was one winner. That one winner, PT Tunas Jaya Sanur, with the price that I mentioned just a second ago. According to the head of the Badung Public Works and Spatial Planning Office, E.B. Surya Suwamba, he said that now that there's a winner, the next stage will start work. And in addition to previous socializations that have been carried out, And more socialization will be going on this month in order to relocate beach traders and all those little shops that you see set up there, which, well, seems like they're going to get torn down because these projects seem huge. And what are they? This article goes beach by beach. I don't know any of the names of these beaches, so I have kind of an idea what they're talking about from this hotel to that hotel. You can read this article if you want to find out. What are the facilities that are going to be built? Toilets and showers, fishing wards, culinary areas, pedestrian and tram routes, parking areas, art markets, tsunami shelters, inscription plazas, stage areas, parking areas. So there's a lot of stuff. They're just gonna, it sounds like the beach is going to be totally transformed. Now, does this have anything to do with the G20 meetings coming up? They want Bali to have a new look here on the beach. Obviously, there are different types of tourists coming in these days, tourists who like this kind of stuff. I mean, if you look at Canggu, you see all these beach clubs and people thronging there. A little different from the old days when I came here, and you were happy just to sit on the beach, and sometimes there'd be a lady behind you with a esky, and she'd have some beer, some soft drinks in it, and you get that, and you just sit there and enjoy the quiet. Well, apparently those days are long gone. People don't want that anymore. And so, yeah, that's just the way tourism is going. And so the government is flowing with us, and so old folks like me, yeah, we can stay home. Our kids and our grandkids can enjoy all this new stuff. So a lot of building going on here. Wow, just amazing. And let's finish up, if I've got time to put this in today. I wanted to put it in yesterday. You know, I'm interested in politics, and so here's something on politics. 4 Jokowi ministers may run in presidential elections. Here's their published net worth. Oh, I love this. 4 members of President Jokowi's cabinet will likely run in the 2024 elections, either as a presidential candidate or as a running mate. And it's safe to say they're part of the country's small group of wealthiest individuals. Who are the people they're talking about? The defense minister, Prabowo, who's already run 2 times. Our old friend, the tourism minister, Pak Sandiaga Uno, state-owned enterprise minister, Eric Thohir, coordinating minister for the economy, Erlangga Hartarto. So these are 4 of the names that are up there. And in addition to that, according to this, the front-runner is Central Java Governor Ganjar Pranowo and Anies Baswedan, who's the Jakarta governor and gets press all the time as the Jakarta governor. Pak Sandiaga is the richest of the 4 ministers. Wow, he has a lot of money. According to the financial records mandated by the government, he has personal wealth of 10.6 trillion rupiahs, or $732 million. A vast majority of his personal wealth is comprised of equities, and he also has properties in Indonesia, Singapore, and the United States. Going through this article, poor people ain't running. Though here is known as a successful entrepreneur who once bought the Italian football team Inter Milan. I don't follow this kind of stuff enough. This is fascinating. And his brother Garibaldi is one of Indonesia's 50 richest people, according to Forbes. And what about Pak Prabowo? Pak Prabowo has a reported wealth of 2 trillion rupiahs. And so even though Pak Prabowo has lost the last 2 elections, signs are that he's going to try it one more time. And what about Pak Erlangga? He is the chairman of the Golkar Party, and his net worth is 425.6 billion rupiahs. Oh, he's kind of the poor guy here. No financial records on Ganjar or Anies, but according to recent polls by renowned research agencies, Ganjar is the leading candidate, followed by Prabowo and Anies. But none of the potential candidates have gotten more than 50% of public votes. And we still have a couple of more years to go, and there's going to be a lot of election news covered on this channel because I love politics. Okay, that's it. Time to wrap it up. If you found this video useful, helpful, informative, scintillating, humorous, non-irritating, I appreciate that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Videos are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and a cooking video on Sunday. And I'm working on a new Singaraja snippets, walking around the back streets of Singaraja, well, and some main streets as well. And so keep an eye out for those. Okay, thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Stay safe, and I will see you on Thursday.